Hello, welcome to the Self-Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 27, Gender and Social Stratification. And our topic is Gender and Social Stratification in Cross-Cultural Perspective. The unequal access to resources, opportunities and rewards and to rights between men and women are legitimatized by patriarchy across societies and cultures. Status inequality between men and women is not a new phenomenon, which is reinforced through patriarchy and its institutions. Gendered division of labor and social institutions like marriage, dowry, property and inheritance and subordination. Slavia Valve observes that the patriarchy is not only differential distribution of power, but also it is built into the very mechanism of production. Feminist sociologists working on the concept of class have challenged its basis solely derived from the men's occupations. A major concern of feminist critics has been to consider what modification of class boundaries would be necessary if women in paid work are to be considered as well. Secondly, they have sought to re-evaluate the contribution of women's work to the family. Cross-cultural research on the sexual division of labor attempted to describe wide range of women's productive activities in societies with different mode of subsistence, but also the status implications of these on status of women. For feminist anthropologists, right from the very beginning, the chief concern has been to explore the causes of universal gender inequality. They sought to explain its origin and perception in terms of the sociological, cultural and material terms. Each of these explanations rested upon a major dichotomy which has taken to be universal, public or domestic, nature or culture, and production or reproduction. In feminist anthropology, the relationship of gender with social stratification has been conceptualized primarily in the way gender informs social structures as a symbolic construct and as a metaphor for the social action. Gender is conceptualized as a symbolic representation of the behavior of women and men and their relations. Anthropologists like Rosaldo, Lampier, and Ortner identified gender and kinship as the basis of social inequality, whereby recognizing how women's access to property and decision making, etc., are subsumed with the larger ideological, material, and political context of kinship structure. Ortner and Whitehead proposed a model of prestige structure which is defined as the set of prestige positions or level that result from a particular line of social evaluation. The mechanisms by which individuals arrive at a given level or positions and overall conditions of reproduction of the system of statuses. Gender, they argued, is one such prestige structure, and in every human society, man and woman compose two differently valued terms of a value set, man being man higher. They suggested that male prestige is linked to public role, such as chief or a Brahmin, while female prestige is defined in relation to men in such roles as wife, sister, and mother. In other words, female structures are encompassed within the male structures. Conceptualizing gender as one of the prestigious structures pushed the gendered analysis of the social stratification across societies. Anthropological literature suggests that the women's work outside of the household and in subsistence economy indicates as well as reinforces generally egalitarian relations between the woman and men. Men in Venezuela have access to power both through their control of economic capital of land and through their accumulation of symbolic capital in exchange and mortuary ritual. But among horticulturists in the highland New Guiana, women raise staple crops but men raise prestige crops that are the focus of the social exchange. Women's value is defined by their reproductive ability rather than by their productive activities. Bride wealth is considered as compensation to the bride's parents or her kin for the productive and reproductive rights of the bride. Dowry as a form of inheritance provides a bride with land and other wealth and helps her to attract a husband. In traditional patriarchal Irish family, work was divided by gender and age. The division of labor considered natural and power in the hands of men. Pastoral societies are also generally characterized by patriarchy and the dichotomization of the sexes, both symbolically and socially. Segregation of the sexes and gender stratification are fundamental attributes of many pastoral societies. Campbell, who studied Syracusae of Greece, says that the life of pastoral Syracusae revolves around three things: sheep, children, and honor. Gender ideology is embedded in these three valued items. The ultimate authority lies with the male, despite the fact that the female contributes equally in all aspects of life. Now, let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning Podcast.